And his,
One of the council members, though, they had a good idea is that, I can't remember who mentioned it, but it can be a step process. It doesn't have to be warning and then smack $500. Maybe we can do the warning and then the next step, $100, then $250, and then $500.
yeah, and I don't mind that either. I mean, because look, when they get fined, of course, we're gonna make a report, we're gonna attach it, you know, and it just a matter of punching somebody's name into our computer. And it shows up if this person was fined already or not, you know, and of course, you guys, I mean, I just wanna see something take effect to where it's, you know,
Yeah.
that there's no dogs at large, you know. One. Now, the other thing I would love also to see, Summers here, and in Granger, we used to have a ordinance for kids out in the streets. And I used to pick up a lot of kids and take them to their house. And once again, the same thing, I'd give the parents a warning and tell them, look, if I pick up your kid again, walking down the street here, in Granger, it's gonna be a fine. And their fine was also $500, you know, for their kids being out. And once again, we did the same thing. We put of course, we didn't take pictures, but we put the child's name, the parent's name, and it was a city ordinance. So this money, the one I'm talking about, dogs and this, about curfew for children, it's all money that stays within the city. So it's not something that goes into the state. You know, it's not like a ticket that when we write tickets. You know, it's not nothing like that. So if people are not following the ordinance, you know, unfortunately, I'm not saying that I want to make Matthew rich from giving people tickets. I don't want you guys to misunderstand that either. But I'm saying, you know, it's if we do have to do it, it's money that's going to stay within the city as well. You know, and it's something that I believe it really helped on graffiti. It really helped on kids being out on the streets. So I used to stop a lot of kids and, hey, I need to know who you are. Let me know your age and let's go take you home. Jump in the car. And for us as law enforcement, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a pain to deal with kids at large because there's a lot of steps we have to go through to not violate those juveniles' rights. So, you know, honestly, I'd rather not run into juveniles out in the street. And I'd rather not have this ordinance out there, but it's for the safety of the kids. It's for the betterment of the city, you know, so that's why I believe that it should be out there.
And-
Well,
and
it's
so-
not even business out
and
there
this-
anyway, right?
Most parents are keeping track of the children. And most of the time,
Yeah.
when it's at night, you're seeing the same kids out all
And
the
what
time.
time is the
So-
curfew?
So, yes, a good one, sorry. So, and we did it at 10 o'clock. Kids, yeah, that's it.
Well,
There's no need for kids to be out.
we had it at one time and we had the siren would go off at 10 o'clock. And I think maybe we can start doing that again, 10 o'clock siren. Do you remember that? Martha?
I remember that, but
yeah, I
now
remember
the district or whoever does it, they charge the city quite a bit of money.
Well, Tootie, you live across the street, just come and blow a horn from the fire
We
department.
don't do it here.
We'll go ring the high school bell. You know,
It's not automatic from our station, Tootie?
Huh?
It's not automatic from our station?
No. It's,
How much-
dispatch.
how much would they charge us? I mean, if it's gonna be worth it, and get kids back in their, I mean, not in their house, but in their yard, because I remember we grew
Exactly.
up on that 10 o'clock curfew, that siren was always going off, and you knew you needed to be in your property, so you,
I'll,
what was that?
That place is so big, it's.
So if we can look into it, and how much it would cost the city, and it's worth it, I think that would be good, I mean, keep the
That would
kids off the street.
If it does cost us money a lot, maybe we can find out how much first.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll ask around.
I also have some comments on your dog. I was waiting for you to
Yes,
finish.
yes.
I think I forgot now.
And when they walk their dogs, they don't put dog muzzles on them?
Well,
That's what I wanted to know, because
and that is ordinance that you guys can amend. Yeah, if if you guys say, hey, any dog that is being walked has to have a muzzle, that's up to the city and it's an ordinance that needs to be passed. And, those are things that you guys can decide on and, besides the fact of being dogs at large.
I remember my question.
Yes.
So is there some kind of law or something that we can do? Like people will say, that's not my dog. We gotta take it. We gotta pay to put it down. Is there any way, there's something we can put in that ordinance to fine them for this?
So unfortunately, let me explain this in the criminal law. If, and this happened to me several times, I stop a car and it was a stolen car. And it got stolen from Sunnyside School District actually, 2 hours before, and I did a traffic stop on it. Guys walked free. Because he said, "Oh, a buddy lent it to me." Well, who's your buddy? Well, I can't remember his name. And I had to let those individuals walk. Because, and we did a felony stop, had county, state, everybody was there. We couldn't charge it with
You
anything.
can't hold them for what's that, 48 hours until you find the owner? Hey, did you lend him the car?
Yeah, yeah, no, we can't really do that. It'd be great if we could, but yeah, so those guys walk, so the same thing applies here with a dog. If I take duty, is this your dog? Duty tells me no, I can, that's it, that's about as far as it goes. I can't force duty. Now, if I had a report earlier and I took pictures and at one time duty claimed that was his dog, and I have a report and now he's trying to say, no, you're lying because here it is on my computer, here's the picture, here are you, and yeah, you can't tell me it wasn't.
Then we can find them.
At that point, if there's a report made, and that's where the verbal warning comes in, and hopefully they admit to it at that time that, yeah, that's my dog, okay, I'm gonna take care of it, and then, okay, well,
So you all might just wanna keep this in the back of your mind, so when you see like more than 4 dogs out of home. Nope. And if they're not with tags or anything, you need to let them know. Or write the address down, bring it in so we can send them out a friendly letter, because they're supposed to have their dogs licensed and shots and everything, and they gotta bring everything in. And I know there's houses that have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dogs.
Yeah.
Me and Pierre were driving around last weekend. There was a,
It's not
Four's
four dogs,
max,
yeah.
correct?
it's
Mayor?
dogs.
what's that?
4 is the max.
4 is the max, but they need to be,
And they have to get a kennel license.
yes,
Yeah.
or a kennel license.
Or babysit, there's some.
So the kennel license, how many can they have for the kennel license?
I'm not sure, I can't remember, but, I do remember the 4 max, but I do see people with more than 4 dogs, and none of them have their tags on them, so if we can start.
can I touch
Mhm.
one more base,
Mhm.
Mayor, and I didn't. That property behind the old high school where, some of our homeless, unfortunately, are making a home out there. I don't know if you guys have been out there to see this. I took the
It's a bunker.
superintendent the other day out there. They actually burrowed into the dirt and it's got,
Bunker.
there's a house. There was only one gentleman that was staying there. And now I found, last time I went, there was women's garment as well. So obviously there's a woman out there staying with him. The superintendent agreed to burn, and that's what she wants to do, because I honestly believe if we can burn those trees down, that's gonna take care of the shelter. Oh, Jerry was out there with.
Yeah, I can chime in on it.
Yeah, would you mind, Jerry?
So last week, I think it was when me and Sergeant went out there with the superintendent for the school district. What she agreed to was, yes, burning the property. She was also going to talk with the tenants who are currently renting that property in the back on tearing down and getting rid of a lot of those trees that are on their property line. And then from there, just working with Mr. Paul Purcell on removing the remainder. That way we can keep them from building up again and creating more problems. This is a big issue for us. They're really close to the school district. They're not completely stable at all times. So as a parent who has a child that goes to school there, I am concerned about this. So we need to make sure we stay on top of it, and get this taken care of.
So Jerry, really quick, I know we had talked about burning, but aren't we in a burn ban?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's a no. So if there was any way that the school, city, and maybe Purcell could all come together and get somebody to pull it. I know we had somebody come out and give us an estimate already. And, get them just taken down, because we've been out there quite a few times. I know when the former chief was here, we went out there quite a few times, and there's a bunker out there, and
Is there any way that the fire department could be?
How about that fire?
that's what we got.
Use that as a
But
exercise
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
there's a burn ban. We can't do
We
it.
can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
You have to get permits now to burn anything.
I wanna say.
Yeah.
burn
I mean,
over.
Accidents happen, but if you get it, schedule it, you get a permit.
So
Tell
if
them.
I don't-
Okay,
Have to
so
have the
we'll look into that, see if we can maybe, I don't wanna use the equipment of the city, cause we don't have but one big tractor, and I don't wanna ruin that.
The other concern was the hazard of it. We found, needles, there could be human feces. We're exposing ourselves and our employees, to those hazardous environment, which being that we are also union, I don't think that would allow our own employees to even go in there and take care of this. We would have to look for an outside source. So,
And that's why we kind of said the
We're
burn,
kind of-
but we said we're in a burn ban,
Be the
because like that, nobody
owners
has to
then.
go in there, and we could just burn it all down without anybody's, you know.
I think it should go back to the property owner.
And yeah, we've talked to him and he's not willing to put all that money into it.
Then I'm gonna take it.
And unfortunately, the homeless individual has been a problem for the city of Mapton, and I've arrested that individual several times. And because he keeps on jumping places, and we had calls also with him knocking on people's houses and stuff like that. So basically, that's his house. If we eliminate that, that's no longer his house.
Well, we'll get together this week, we'll figure something out, and then maybe we'll have an answer for the next council meeting, what we can do.
There you go.
Thank you. So, anything else? So I just wanted to add that we are gonna go forward with Summer Bash for July 12th, Saturday, July 12th. And our event will be, with a parade of, I don't expect anything big on the parade, being it's just so late notice, but we will be doing, music in the park, there will be bands, we will have vendors out there and, some games. So that'll go at least until 8, in the evening, and I know Chief's been working on trying to get us some, backup.
Actually, the sergeant talked to one of my lieutenants and for YSO, and he's gonna be willing to send some reserves.
Okay, good.
I think you were gonna call,
I contacted Sunnyside PD as well, and they said that they're gonna look into trying to see if they can help us out with
Okay.
at least 1 or 2 reserves. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna reach out to Grandview as well, you know, it doesn't hurt, and Prosser, and see what they gotta say.
Okay, so we're doing that, and then also we're gonna start working on National Night Out, which is the first Saturday of August. So, I know our first year we did it on a Tuesday, we did it out here, and it was so hot. So, we started doing it in the park. I think this year we'll change it up a bit, and maybe come to the Water Tower Park on this side, do it over here, for the first Saturday of August.
What date is that?
I'm not sure what date is on that. Do you have a,
It is August 9th?
Um,
Oh, third or second?
the second? So we'll do National Night Out, so that is for the police, that'll be your event, but we get involved. We start getting all the donations and all that.
What time are you gonna start that?
So, last year we started it in the afternoon because it was just so hot. I think we started like at 3 or 4. So I guess it'll be up to you if you all want to do it on a Tuesday night or if you all want to do it on a Saturday. Just let me know. I know we started doing Saturdays. But we can do whatever day it's your event.
National Night Out is technically on the first Tuesday of August, correct?
But we switched it. Yeah.
Well, you just asked. them.
Yeah, no, I know.
So they used to be doing
But
it
she-
Tuesdays in the
Did you
evenings. 'cause
come
it's-
over on Saturday for that,
yeah, I'll be
but not Tuesday,
not.
Saturday?
Not like that.
Okay, so that would work best.
Or even if you all want to do it on a Friday evening, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and I know you like your Saturdays off. But we could do it on,
Smile.
yeah. So Friday, we could do it on a Friday. Let me know what works for you and then we can go from there. Okay.
Can we bring up that,
I would prefer, I mean, for me, I would prefer Saturday, 'cause Friday's actually my birthday on that day, and
What day on Saturday, what?
yeah, that would probably.
Okay.
what day?
Like, whatever.
Saturday, August,
The second.
If we put on the agenda to discuss that $10 fee that everybody has to pay, like it's a community days in there again. Can we put it on
$10 fee on the next agenda, please?
that everybody buys that $10 fee from the city? That.
That everybody buys when they do their events.
Or when they do like that.
Yeah, we could just bring it up and discuss it.
We can do that. Okay, so if nobody has any, oh,
Is the city gonna allow
oh,
fireworks?
yes, so we are gonna allow fireworks, so I need, this is what our officers have done in the past. So I don't know what date does it fall on this year?
Friday.
Friday.
Okay, whoa, party. So I don't know if y'all are gonna be working, patrolling, but, we try to get everybody to get in here and get their, permits, cause they have to get a paid permit. They have to have it outside their house. Officers go around and do ask, hey, do you have your permit? And a lot of them, nope, we don't. Okay, we don't shut them down. We give them till Monday noon to come in and pay it. They don't come in and pay it, then they get the fine. So that's where you come in, hey, you know what, what's your name, the address, you turn that into us, they didn't have it. We don't take no money, they have to be in by Monday at noon. We give them that, you know, we don't wanna just say, nope, you can't celebrate. You know, we wanna be able to let everybody celebrate, but, you know, we just give them till noon, and then that's it on that following workday, which would be Monday. So it gets crazy, it's a war zone here, so Officer Johnson, you're gonna be like, whoa. It's crazy, it's fun, but you know, we do get people that get overly excited. So, they do start, I've already started hearing them on my side of town. So, just letting you know, okay? So, I guess that, everything? Okay, with that, we're gonna go ahead and adjourn at 7:26. Thank you.